Here's Robertson coming through. Takes the mark.
I've got to say this, that from a very early day, I knew how reliant I was on the players up the ground, Age.
But good play there by Austin Robertson, diving, coming out from centre-half forward and diving for the ball, has taken a rather difficult mark.
The connection with South Melbourne was obviously strong through my father. It was always thought that at some stage I might go and have a go in Melbourne, and if I did, it would have been with South Melbourne. I thought I had a reasonable year in the first year without it being brilliant. You know, I suppose 60 goals in my first year. It wasn't great, but it was adequate. We inherited a bloke called Alan Miller, and he called me in and said that he was looking more for a stay-at-home full forward rather than one that led. And he said, I've got you, but I don't really have to put up with you. And I said, no, you don't, and I went home.
And there it is. Hunton went across the ground to give it to Robertson. Robertson has kicked 156, which is equal Bernie Naylor's 1953 record.
To kick 157 goals, you've got to average more than 7 a game, and it's a hell of an ask. With 2 games to go, I had 22 goals to kick, and in the second last game, I only kicked the 7, which left me 15 to kick in the last day against East Fremantle. But anyway, the game progressed. I can remember it as though it was yesterday. Got to the point where I'd had 12 by three-quarter time, so I needed 3 more in the last quarter. Kicked 2 of them, and then halfway through the last quarter, a lot of people swear the ball went backwards. I'm more inclined to think that it went more sideways, and I went back and kicked the goal.
All eyes on the full forward. There goes the kick. This could be it. It's it. He's broken Bernie Naylor's record, and congratulations to Austin Robertson.
I can't say that I ever went out thinking that I was going to do great things, but there were days when you were on, and you could tell that fairly early. When I ran out into the ground in any league game, my pass mark for goals kicked was always 5. Anything under that wasn't good enough, and of course anything over that was fantastic. Winning the grand final in '73 is one of the highlights, but not a highlight I remember terribly well. In fact, if today's rules on concussion applied, I would have been taken off the ground halfway through the second quarter. Yes, it was just a great thing to actually been achieved in, and I know Ross Smith came and put his arm around me. He was pretty sad that I hadn't really contributed much, and he said, this grand final is as much yours as anyone, and that meant a great deal to me. If I'd kicked 29 more goals, I would have averaged 100 a year. If I'd kicked 29 more goals. And I don't know how you can possibly do that. I did, but I don't know how. You know what I mean? I still look back and say, well, how did that happen? And that's an honest appraisal. So I look back on it and wonder how. How?